Okay, welcome to my sizzle reel. My name is Benjamin Peterson. I'm going to be going over some of the work I did. This is actually the first one I did. I implemented the title screen here. Let me actually go ahead and do the full screen. So, essentially, this is just a camera on a separate level called the main menu level, which has the character displayed here. It's a detached camera. There's no player. You can't move. I did the credits here. Pretty simple for that. I'll be going over the blueprints as well. I did not do the tutorial, which is why it is a separate design. Obviously, if you hit quit, it ends the game. And then you hit play, it starts your game. So, secondly, I essentially did a lot of the more, some of the menus in this. So, this is the volume control as well as the pause menu. So, as you can see, I turned the music down, and I'll go over how I did this in a moment. We have the other audio settings here, and this will obviously exit you to the menu. This will allow you to continue. So let's go over the blueprints real quick. So firstly, we'll start on the quote-unquote volume sliders. This is the pause menu. So essentially, what this does is when this constructs the when the P button is pressed, right? It's going to construct itself. So it allows you to show your mouse cursor. It casts to the BP third-person character because these variables here are used in other blueprints. So I use the BP third-person character as kind of the middleman. So it casts to this on both of those. So this is a little bit hard to understand with all the green lines, but basically all this is doing is it's setting when it first opens, because when it first opens, these bars are set to 100%, right? So when it first opens, it oh shoot, there we go. It sets these to their correct value initially. So if I were to reopen it, it would be in the same place. Then the set render transform, essentially all this is doing is, if I go to the designer here, this is a hidden slider, right? Basically, all it is just a slider with a really fat square that is the same size as this, and it's completely transparent, and it's over top of this. And then this image behind it moves to the same location, which we'll see that in the blueprints. So that is for the music, the battle sounds, and the sound effects. Going back to that, we have so that's where this moves those images that I was just talking about to the same location as the sliders. And then the set render this sound mix class override resets the sound mix to the correct volume once this is started, and then it once again casts to the third person player to do the stop pause menu music overlap. This basically stops the other sounds from playing and starts the menu music. I'm sorry. So what this does is, I was having an issue where it would overlay the audio every time you opened the pause menu. So essentially it was getting louder each time, and this is by default set to false, and then the first time it's open, it sets it to true so that it doesn't keep playing the sound over and over, making it louder each time. Um, so this is the slide bar logic here. So firstly, looks like I have two here. Oh, this sets the music and the menu music. I don't remember fully why, but I had to do two different um, sound mixes under the main sound mix or sound classes. Um, so this is the main menu's music, and this is the music in the when the game's actually playing. I believe that was because of how one of the blueprints was coded for let's see, I believe it was the level up, because the way this is coded is that it's constantly showing and it's just hidden when it's not on the screen. So that one had to be programmed slightly differently. Um, but back to this, essentially all this is doing is when the value is changed for the slide bar, it sets the music volume, which is once again saved in the BP third person character, the battle volume, and the damage volume, all to, I might have changed those actually. Sorry. So the actual blueprint names haven't been changed, but I did change this to music, battle sounds, and sound effects, not the damage volume and all of that. But this middle one would be the battle sounds like it is right now, and then the damage one would actually just be the sound effects. So then the set render transform is what, when the slider moves, this moves the image to the corresponding spot of the invisible slider. So you can see that the length of it is 737, and I am multiplying that by the value. So let's say it's at half, it goes to half of 737, and it transforms it by that much, therefore putting the image in the middle, which is the same spot as the slider. And then after all that, it pushes the sound mix modifier. Um, and then button one, let's see, so set game paused. This is, I believe, yeah, this is the resume or keep playing button, whatever I have it listed as, the, yeah, resume button. And then this is the main menu button. Simple as that. And because it opens the main menu and closes this level, there's no more code to like make everything quiet or anything. It doesn't need it. Moving on from that, we'll go to the main menu. Just a reminder, this is what the main menu looks like right here. So we have the play button, the credits button, the tutorial button, and the quit button. So when we go to the so let's just start off on the top. When this first get created, it um, set input mode UI only. So I believe this is what was done to allow the mouse. Yes, this is to allow the mouse to be like starting off when you first start the game. You can use your mouse on the menu. So button 64 here is going to be our play button as it opens the arena level, and it then I believe this is old code. I'm not for sure. Or that might also have something to do with the UI. Yeah, that's the UI. Sorry, these were changes made by our lead programmer. I wasn't recognizing this. So this will then hide the mouse. So this is obviously quit, to quit the game. This right here is going to cast to our third person player, and I believe this is what is used to yes, this is what is used to open up our credits page, which is right here. This one is incredibly simple. It's the same thing. I believe it's if this is set to 0, then it hides. or if it's set to 0, you're on the main menu. If it's set to credits, you're on this one. Um, so that probably could have been a Boolean, but if I were to have added more, I would have set it to 0, 1, 2, so on and so forth, instead of having a bunch of these. So this one right here was the tutorial widget, which was added by our lead programmer. Moving on from that, um, that is all of the menus I've worked on. I have also done, which there's not much to show here, but the all the sound mixing. So all the sounds we have in the game are put onto either the music mix, the battle mix, or I believe it was what the sound effects. Yeah, the sound effects mix, which is currently listed as damage volume. But that is what I have done for this project. I also don't have any way to show this, but I also did the initial blueprint coding for the first iteration of the dodge roll function in our game, which we will go to here. So this is the dodge roll function. This was reworked for what we currently wanted for our game. However, it was because it was reworked with our new animations that we created ourselves. The old one is gone. The old one was just simply the animation and it moving the character. So this new animation was reworked. So the original animation had the motion in it, and it was just a free one online. So essentially, I just programmed it to move when you hit the control key. This one is obviously slightly different. As our animation artist, lead programmer, all of them worked on that. But that is all the contributions I had to our project here. As you can see, this is what I was talking about with the main menu. We have the separate camera. This is the player spawn, and it just removes or resets it to that camera. So you have your player on the side, your UI menu on the side, and it's just looking into the arena here. And this is the main menu. So if we actually go to open level, we have the broken version. That was the first iteration, and then the arena here, which this is the actual gameplay. As you can see, you spawn here. It has the music and all of the functions, all of that. So that is everything I have done, and that is my sizzle reel.